Hello Twin Flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to your daily energy check. This is going to be a classic check-in. We'll see what the energy is like for each of the twin collectives, and then we will get answers to an additional question on the journey to know what is relevant for us to pay attention to at this time. And also we will get a glimpse of the union itself, of the connection, and what is happening for each of the twins. How are they seeing this connection coming together? Today there is a little bit of an extra meaning to the spread anyway, because we have Mercury retrograde that's starting up at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, and it will last for 3 weeks like they all do. So this is Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, and the sign of Sagittarius, of course, on the one hand is very optimistic, very enthusiastic. On the other hand, it can be very naive, right? Or can overestimate your capacity or resources. So be very careful with that. I mean, we generally say don't make harsh decisions or emotional buying, right? And especially with the Black Friday coming up, I feel like it's especially relevant to mention that and keep that in mind. Right? Because a lot of times with marketing deals, with the offers, we get this kind of FOMO messaging of like, okay, you need to do this by end of day today, or you only have 3 hours left and while stocks last, then something like that, right? They're rushing you to make that decision. There is a psychological theme behind it of rushing you and, making you more inclined to make that buy rather than when you have time to think about it, and then you may or may not actually come back. There's a lot going on there. So yeah, definitely retrograde will get us to look more at our patterns, and especially in communication, of course, but also in making decisions, and also in deciding what is my dream, what I want to go for next. Very interesting. So we'll have that energy in mind while we are going through the reading, and we'll see how this essentially, what is the prediction for how this Mercury retrograde is going to impact the journey for the twins. If you've been in separation, one of the classic things that they say about Mercury retrograde is that you may reunite with your person. But is it going to be a good thing? Is it going to be in the right energy? There will be a temptation, let's put it that way, on both sides. That's what I'm getting generally for the collective. So I am going to start with a card from the Angel Therapy deck. I feel like we can really use some of that angelic guidance at this time. And feminines, you have a card that's called You Are a Powerful Light Worker. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings in loving service to the divine, right? So embrace your power. It is safe. And they're mostly talking about spiritual power, about your giftings, right? Let them out, embrace them for yourself, first of all, and then share them as much as you can. And don't feel forced to do it in a certain way. It's more important to follow your intuitive guidance on how do you like to present yourself, and on the one hand what makes sense, but more importantly what drives you, what gets you excited. That's what's essentially gonna help you on so many levels get success with whatever it is that you're starting off or rebranding, maybe re-envisioning. For masculines, we have the Indigo card. The person you're inquiring about is an indigo, meaning a highly sensitive, natural-born leader. Yeah, so it's, we are talking about masculines here, and it is kind of like one of the blessings and curses at the same time for the masculines, that they are a powerful leader, at the same time highly sensitive, highly empathetic, highly intuitive. And these are the feminine and masculine energies that need to be reconciled. And generally masculines in the current society, whichever culture you take, they're not really taught to do that. They're not even taught really to recognize that feminine energy within themselves, to embrace it and to honor it and to value it. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, I'll continue with tarot. I'm gonna use the Light Seer Tarot today. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. If you've already seen, I started doing these videos less often. We'll see what happens around the holidays. It may go either way, but I'll be following my intuitive guidance, and in case I don't feel guided, I won't be doing a reading. As simple as that. Considering where the algorithms are these days and what's happening with the views and with the way that YouTube is showing my videos, yeah, it's really, I need to be wiser myself. That's one of the things where your discernment comes in, right? Because this is a very much an external factor, right? Like, are my videos getting feedback? Are they getting views, right? Although, of course, there is a very subjective factor of YouTube there that's deciding to show them or not to public. But then it kicks in, so it's seemingly very external thing, but then it kicks in a process in me where I'm diving deep and I'm thinking, why am I doing this? What's the purpose? What's the value for me, even if it's intrinsic, right? And I understand more and more that actually it doesn't align with other projects that I'm doing and how I want to develop my career as a light worker. So it's like, why am I then doing that? Why am I spending so much effort, and why am I being so consistent and diligent where I could be spending all this, even like getting camera ready to be here every day and do this, if I could find a better time, a better way to spend this time, right? So this is what I'm talking about. So these kind of external factors or even triggers that they're not just there to trigger you, you know, to get you upset or angry or confused or have less confidence, right? But they're there to highlight something to you. And that's where your intuition and your connection to heart is supposed to kick in and help you understand. Bottom of the deck, Page of Wands. Yeah, exploration, experimentation is the name of the game today. Be free. It's like a sandbox. I like in IT, in my career in IT, we had, still have a saying, a sandbox environment, meaning that's like an environment, or like a test environment that's rolled out where usually business users can play around with either the platform in general or specific application, specific software that's being developed, right? It's like where you can break things, where you can explore, you can try to create something, right? Or acknowledge something. And I like this idea of sandbox of being a kind of like wide open for anything. There are practically no rules there, right? And that's what I like in terms of like, that's given me the spirit of this experimentation where anything goes, right? Of course, be considerate to other people's feelings, whoever is involved and impacted to a reasonable degree, you know, to keep it respectful. But other than that, you know, go free and do whatever. As long as it's within your space, right, then you shouldn't care about how other people see it, right? It's you, it's for you, and it's a lot of times it's important to try things out, to experiment, to see whether it's you or not you. Page of Cups, another card. So yeah, this energy of new beginnings, right? Sagittarius is really great at starting up something new and getting excited about it. And this is the energy that I'm sensing for us today in this reading. Feminines, you have the Sun and Eight of Pentacles, and this is the Eight of Pentacles where Three of Pentacles so is highlighted. So it's a creation, it's something, it's a masterpiece, right? It's kind of like, yeah, it's the process. Eight of Pentacles highlights the process of work, of putting in effort, right? But you still have some kind of vision in mind, right? And that vision is supported by the sense of joy, the sense of happiness. What gives you happiness already, or what will give you happiness? What are you thinking about that you can and you'd like to create that will make people happy, you and other people most likely, right? This is something that's worth your investment. for the masculines, we have Four of Pentacles clarified by Four of Cups. Yeah, the fours are about foundation. They're about understanding the beginning, the cause, things like that. So masculines are trying to keep a certain amount of resources as their foundation. But what I'm hearing here, it's not so much as to kind of hold on to it because I'm afraid to lose it. It's like, well, this is the amount that I need to kind of like keep things going, right? Where I can allow to go for, you know, what I want, for what my dreams are, but I have a little bit of that security from practical perspective, right? And it's all guided by the thought, by the energy of not wanting to waste time and energy anymore, right? It's like I can get worried and be overprotective and play small, right? But I'm not really getting anywhere with it. Instead, I want to start taking offers and opportunities, right? And see how I can grow. Because like this foundation, it has served me well for a while, right? But now I understand that there is no way to grow from here, right? Or that it doesn't give me that joy and happiness that I deserve. So I know that I need to stop procrastinating and start taking those opportunities that show up on my way. Additional question for today. The Fool clarified by Knight of Swords. Yeah, this is faith that happiness is easy. That relationships don't have to have a lot of arguments in them, right? That people aren't really necessarily supposed to be different from each other. Sometimes we hear saying opposites attract to a certain degree, right? And sometimes people just don't believe that they can meet someone who is like them or who will want to be with the person exactly like them, right? And so if there is a belief that a relationship is hard work and you need to make all these compromises and adjust to what the other person wants, obviously this is who you're gonna attract. But I would say, and you know, from multiple conversations with clients, with friends, my own experiences in life, I can say that you can find someone who will, of course, there may be little things that you'll need to adjust and to bargain and to negotiate with each other. But for the most part, there is someone who will enjoy, you know, spending time with you the way that you like, who will enjoy your personality the way that you are. Right? And maybe whatever the other person told you that they find annoying, or even they're confused or scared by it, this new person will be excited and inspired by it, right? So what does it mean for the feminines? Ten of Swords and Queen of Wands. So stop seeing yourself as a victim, as a martyr, and stop being afraid to show up in your light worker energy. Right? Show up fully, tell the world, sell yourself in a good way, right? Like do the market and spread the word. Make sure that people know who you are and, you know, what are you here to do. And stop thinking too much about the past and who said what to you, and maybe your own fears in your head, little voices from, I don't know, your parents, your friends, or even maybe yourself from 10 years ago when you didn't believe in any of this. What does it mean for the masculines? We have the Chariot and Ace of Wands. So for the masculines, there is this big inspiration. We've seen it for a few days already. And what masculines know in this is that they need that enthusiasm to accelerate progress, right? So before, a lot of them thought that if there is something very exciting, that it's probably not going to be financially beneficial, or this is not where you can get public validation and recognition, or it's not something that's going to feed the family, something like that. Like if it's fun, then it's not going to be that, you know, that good from practical perspective. It's either or. And now they're saying, you know what, I don't want either or. It needs to be both. But I need to start moving. I need to start taking action. And this is actually about fast action. But masculines now prefer to act fast and fail fast. It's a legit technique, rather than keep waiting and looking out and triple checking and doing market research and then not taking any action at all. And the more, I would just say for myself, the more you're excited about what you do, the more that natural flow is gonna bring you the resources and the feedback that you need, you know, the opportunities that you're waiting for. How are the feminine seeing the connection at this time? We have the Emperor and Three of Pentacles. So they see that there is a lot that you can create. Once the masculine steps into the Emperor power, they are unstoppable, and the twins together are unstoppable. And then the magic begins for the mission that the two of you have together. So feminines are kind of looking out for the signs that they have in their, through their intuition, that they will recognize as a tell, as a sign that, okay, masculine has stepped into their Emperor power, right? And now we can talk about this project, and now we can go to the next step. And there is this consideration that this is very close. If it's not there yet, then it's getting very close. And then, you know, sky's the limit on what we can accomplish, especially when we put together all our abilities, all our talents, you know, and yeah, and our talents, abilities, and ideas. There we go. How the masculine see in the connection? Page of Swords and the Emperor, another page, and the Emperor again, but in the clarifier. So masculine see right now that they see the feminine in the Emperor energy. That's very interesting, right? They kind of see that the feminine has got more stuff together and is more, you know, like in the masculine society, if two masculines especially are competing with each other, like again, each of them would have their parameters, their criteria for how the other guy is cooler than me, for example, right? Or who's better, right? Who's the guy, who's the boss here. And this is something similar that they're feeling, but towards the feminine. And the way that they're applying their masculine power, their masculine energy, right? So to the masculines, even though this comparison is with the feminine, but they right now see that feminine has got balls, right? Like they are on top of the world, so to speak, right? They have it going on. They are forceful, they're powerful, they're courageous. And the masculines don't seem to have the same confidence in their own power, right? If anything, they still sometimes go into that Page of Swords energy, where they feel like they're a little boy or little girl, and they're just starting off, and they're like looking at this feminine figure and thinking, wow, this is huge. For others, additional message I'm also getting is this is connected with the father-son relationship, or father-daughter, right? This is not about gender, this is about the energy. But basically, the relationship of divine masculine with their father, and the lessons that they've learned from them, that they're feeling like they now have to unlearn. And a lot of it comes up when it comes to interaction with the feminine, right? Or the way that they see the life together in the future, right? They're starting to understand as the details come in, or maybe as they talk to the feminine about certain aspects, right? They're starting to see how much is dictated by how things have been going on in their family and what their father has been doing, and that it's not relevant anymore, you know, for many different reasons, and particularly because everyone's unique, right? And we're supposed to follow our own path. So this is like unlearning and learning something new right now. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time,